Okay, welcome to another episode of the Weekly Blueprint. Okay, and today we are talking about a special topic. This one has more to do with Bitcoin. We are going to talk about why dictators fear Bitcoin. So, now we're going to cut through the noise of all the price speculations and whatnot that you're seeing because we have some wild things going on in the world right now, all over the place. But with Bitcoin, it's pretty, it's not really too ambiguous what's going on. You just have to have someone to explain it to you. So now let's start. We're going to break this down into like three parts today. Okay. So now, the first part of why dictators fear Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. The what, and that's the foundation of control. Okay. So now, why do systems of control, governments, dictatorships, even large corporations fear this technology? The answer is simple: control over money is control over people. In the traditional system, your money isn't truly yours. It sits in a bank, and what happens when you want to use it? You have to pretty much get permission to use your own money because you have a gatekeeper. A government can freeze your account, a bank can block a transfer. This is the power of centralized control. It's efficient, but it's also a single point of failure for your financial freedom. So now, don't you remember what was it? Do recall I remember seeing something like this back when the truckers did their strike up in Canada, and they couldn't control them because these guys were they were some of them they were owner operators, so they had their own truck. They can do what they want. But the one way that they did try to affect them is they tried to freeze their bank accounts. They pulled their card out on them, and that shocked a lot of people that that would actually happen in a place like Canada. It did, and it was very alarming for a lot of people. I do definitely remember that. So now, the second part we're going to talk about with this is the so what. We talked about the what. Now we're going to talk about the so what. And this is Bitcoin's three superpowers. You can think of it this way: Bitcoin was built to be different. It's not a company. It's not a protocol. I mean, no, I'm sorry. It's not a company. It is a protocol. It has three core superpowers that directly challenge any kind of centralized control. And the first one is censorship resistance. What does this mean? It means no one can stop your transaction. Not a bank, not a CEO, not a government. A Bitcoin transaction isn't a request, it's a broadcast. You have the private keys, so you authorize the payment. The network just simply validates. And a system that's built on math and not human approval. That's what you have in Bitcoin. It's all in the code, people. The second point, the second superpower for Bitcoin: permissionless access. So think about what you need to open up a bank account. You need to have an ID, you got to have an address, you got to have credit history. Um, I remember when I was younger and I've had a couple of rough times in life, and I couldn't open up a bank account at certain banks because of freaking credit. So there you go. That's why you have a lot of people that are unbanked. But to use Bitcoin, all you need is one thing, and that's that internet connection that you are using to view this video. and that's it. No one can deny you the access. It's truly global, and it is inclusive to everyone. It is a system for anyone and anywhere. That is very powerful. The third one is financial sovereignty. You have sovereignty with your money. This is the most powerful concept because this means when you are dealing with Bitcoin, you are having true sovereignty with your money. If you hold your Bitcoin keys, no one can seize your funds without consent. No one can force you to do anything because you have the keys. Not a government, not a court order, not a bank, nobody. I mean, they can say do it or you go to jail, but you still don't have to do it because they can't force it away. They can't force it from you. They cannot do it. If you hold those keys, and when I say that, some of you probably thinking like, well, you're talking about holding keys. Well, what this means is having your own private wallet. If you have your coins on an exchange, however, now that is I guess if you want to say that would be a loophole in this, what I'm talking about. That is one way that the government can seize your stuff. Leaving it on an exchange, yes, they can go to that exchange. That's the whole reason why you do the whole KYC thing, know your customer and whatnot. So yes, they can seize your assets on an exchange. And this is why people like me, and you will hear other people that actually are in this space and understand everything, they will tell you the first thing you do when you buy your crypto is to do what? Go and put it in your own personal wallet, one where you have the keys. You own the keys. If you put it there, it is safe. The only way someone can take it from you is if they get your keys. Now, that is the so what for Bitcoin. Now we're going to go and dig a little bit deeper. We're going to go into now what. So we're going from technology to empowerment now. This is what we're talking about. So why are we talking about this? Because understanding these first principles is the key to navigating crypto confidence. And this isn't just academic people. It's about financial self sovereignty. It's the very definition of the mission at BBA, giving you knowledge to have calm in the chaos. When you understand why Bitcoin is valuable, daily price fluctuations become less important. You're not really worried about that. I don't worry about daily price fluctuation. I mean, I do not. And once you understand this stuff and you understand what Bitcoin is, you're no longer concerned about that. I can give you an example. Uh, this would be going back probably, it might be almost 4 years ago now. But anyway, I had bought a nice little chunk of Bitcoin and I bought it right at when it Bitcoin hit the peak at 69, no, 68,000. And that would have been in 2021. I think that was around November of 2021. Bitcoin hit that all-time high of 68,000. And I'm sitting over there. I was new to crypto then. And you know what I did? I went ahead and said, oh, yeah, let me put down on it. Boom, I dropped it. And guess what it was doing? It started going down. I saw it go to 65. I saw it go to 64 and 60. So I said, well, I'm hodling it. I'm just going to leave it there. It dropped all the way down to 16,000 eventually. That was the low point, and then it started going back up. And you see how long it took for me to get back up to the 60 something thousand. That was almost took about 3 years for it to get back up, but it did happen. So this is my point. People that understand don't really worry about that. I don't recommend doing that the best way to do it would probably be the dollar cost average into it instead of doing what I did. But this is why I'm doing this. This is why I am giving you this information, because I've already made these mistakes. So I am giving you the benefit of experience. Now, Bitcoin is changing the world, people. A lot of people have the misunderstanding of thinking that you can only you got to just go buy a whole Bitcoin. You don't have to do that. The smallest unit in Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. There is 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin. So that is how you can buy fractional amounts of Bitcoin. But as you can see from everything we discussed today, Bitcoin is all about freedom, people. Freedom. So if you are a dictator, you are for sure not going to want Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the opposite of control. It gives you freedom. It gives you sovereignty of your money. It gives you control over your money. That's what Bitcoin does. So understanding these principles, understanding these facts about Bitcoin, it'll kind of help you to kind of focus. It allows you to have a clearer vision of what's going on today, because you hear all kinds of things and all you got to do is just apply it back to the factual things that you know. What is Bitcoin? So when you hear things, it just don't match. I'm not going to give you fluff and buff. I'm not going to give you a bunch of hype. I'm just going to give you the raw facts. That's why I'm bringing this video to you. As you see, this is a pure raw video. Nothing edited, nothing staged or any of that other kind of stuff. Trying to make it look all perfect. I'm not doing any of that. This is just pure me talking to you. I'm just a regular old guy. A regular old guy that I've just experienced a lot of things. So, with all of that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this whole video up. So, I hope that this explains why dictators fear Bitcoin. Okay? So, anyone dealing with Bitcoin, they're not trying to control you. They are empowering you. And that's what I'm doing, empowering you with knowledge. So for those of you that are brand new to this, you don't know anything, you're looking for that trusted guide, look no further. Like, subscribe, come back. We'll be back next week doing this again. And if you want to dive in a little bit further than that, well, you can always just go right to our website, blockchainbasicsacademy.com. Feel free to go there and explore our program, what we have. But that'll be all for today. And I hope that you found this information meaningful, and I hope that it has empowered you. Greetings and salutations.